Picture this. You open your banking app, you scroll past the transactions, and then you see it. For the first time ever, your balance doesn't immediately drop your stomach. It's not a crazy amount. It's not life-changing money, but there's $5,000 sitting there, untouched. And suddenly, something weird happens. You don't feel rich. You don't feel successful, but you feel different, like money stopped controlling you and started answering to you. If you've ever hit that moment, or if you're desperately trying to get there, you already know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't yet, trust me, this video is going to completely change how you think about money. My name is Adam, and I spend way too much time thinking about how money changes human behavior and decision-making. If you're someone who feels stuck living paycheck to paycheck, overthinks every purchase, or feels like saving money never really sticks, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today, we're breaking down why your first $5,000 rewires your brain more than the next $50,000 ever will. And here's the thing. Most people completely misunderstand why. The assumption that keeps people stuck. Look, we're taught that more money equals more happiness. That once you have a big enough number, $50,000, $100,000, $1 million, that's when confidence kicks in. But that's backwards, because the biggest psychological shift with money doesn't happen at high net worths. It happens right at the beginning. And here's what most people don't realize. Your first $5,000 isn't about money. It's about control. Let's talk psychology for a second. According to research from Princeton and behavioral economists like Daniel Kahneman, financial stress reduces cognitive bandwidth, meaning the more financially insecure you are, the worse your brain performs. In simple terms, being broke literally makes you worse at decision-making. Now here's where it gets really interesting. The stress doesn't drop gradually as you earn more. It drops suddenly once you cross a small safety threshold. And for most people in the U.S., that threshold is shockingly low. Studies from the Federal Reserve show that nearly 37% of Americans can't cover a $400 emergency without debt. So when you build $5,000 in savings, your brain doesn't see 5,000. It sees rent-covered groceries, secured car repairs handled, one emergency that won't ruin you. That's not money. That's mental breathing room. The $5,000 safety net effect, with real math. Let's break this down with actual numbers. Assume your monthly expenses are rent, $1,400, food, $400, utilities, plus phone, $300, gas, plus insurance, $300. That's about $2,400 per month. With $5,000 saved, you now have 2 full months of survival. That changes how your brain evaluates risk. Before $5,000, you avoid job changes, you tolerate bad bosses, you panic over small expenses. After $5,000, you negotiate, you walk away faster, you think longer term, not because you're smarter, but because your brain is no longer in threat mode. The psychological shift. No one talks about. Here's the thing. Before your first $5,000, money decisions feel emotional. After $5,000, they start feeling strategic. Psychologists call this loss aversion. When you're broke, every dollar feels like it could disappear forever. When you have a buffer, money feels replaceable. That's why people under financial stress overspend impulsively, avoid investing, delay decisions. And people with even modest savings do the opposite. It's not discipline, it's psychology. Why $50,000 doesn't create the same shift now, you might be thinking. Adam, $50,000 is obviously better than $5,000. Of course it is, but here's why it doesn't feel 10 times better. Once your brain exits survival mode, diminishing returns kick in. The difference between $0 to $5,000 equals safety, $5,000 to $50,000 equals optimization. Safety rewires your identity. Optimization just improves efficiency. That's why people who already have money don't feel dramatically happier with more. The emotional jump already happened. The identity shift that changes everything. This is where it gets really interesting. Your first $5,000 doesn't just change your balance. It changes how you see yourself. You stop thinking, I'm bad with money, and start thinking, I'm someone who saves. That identity shift is powerful because behavior follows identity. Once you believe you're a saver, budgeting feels normal, investing feels accessible, long-term planning feels possible, and that's why the next $50,000 comes faster. A simple analogy that explains it all: think of money like oxygen. Going from no oxygen to enough oxygen feels incredible. Going from enough oxygen to extra oxygen doesn't change much. $5,000 is enough oxygen. Everything after that is performance enhancement. What actually happens after $5,000 behaviorally? Here's what data shows people do differently after hitting this milestone. They stop checking their bank account daily. They plan purchases instead of reacting. They invest more consistently. They say no faster. They take smarter risks, and none of that requires $50,000. It requires security. The biggest mistake people make at $5,000. Now here's where I get slightly frustrated. Most people hit $5,000 and immediately try to optimize it. They chase returns. They overthink investments. They rush to make it grow. But the real power of your first $5,000 is not touching it. This money isn't for returns. It's for confidence. The 3-step rule for your first $5,000. If you're building toward it or you already have it, here's exactly what to do. Step 1, lock it away mentally. This is not spending money. This is not investing money. This is life buffer money. Step 2, keep it boring. High yield savings. No volatility, no drama. Step 3, let it change how you decide. The real return is how you think, not what it earns. Why this milestone predicts future wealth? According to Fidelity data, people who successfully build their first emergency fund are 3 times more likely to become long-term investors. Why? Because they've proven to themselves they can delay gratification, and that's the core skill behind every wealthy person you admire. Final motivation and call to action. Here's what I want you to remember. Your first $5,000 is not small. It's transformational. It's the moment money stops being an emergency and starts becoming a tool. If you're working toward it right now, you're closer than you think. And if you already have it, protect it, respect it, let it work on you. If this video helped clarify how money actually changes behavior, hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and share it with someone who's still chasing numbers instead of freedom. I'll see you in the next one.